Thanks for listening to the Chiro Hacker Lab podcast, where Dr. Tirado is giving doctors instant access to the tools and tips to hack their practices to success. So if you're wondering whether you have what it takes to become a chiro hacker, we invite you to visit us at www.chirohackerlabs.com.
Hey guys, Dr. Jason Tirado here. How to keep things simple inside your practice. And I also want to talk about the power of keeping things simple inside your practice. Keeping things really, really ridiculously simple produces more. I don't know about you, but I love keeping things very simple and just trying to get rid of complications. And so I have a simple strategy, kind of make most things in my life very, very simple, be it in my home or whether or not, or even in my practice. And I usually ask myself a couple of questions, really, really key questions. And so the first question I ask myself before I go ahead and do anything, and that could be, working on a project in my home, like maybe fixing a lawnmower or even beginning a marketing project. The first question I ask myself is, what's the best way to do it? Is there a better way to do it? That's the first question that I ask myself, because rather than trying to go do something that I think I would do, that I would typically do, and follow the procedure that I think I would follow, there might be a better procedure, might be a better way to do things. The most effective and the best tools and resources that I have found to help me find out if there's a simple way to do something, and that could be marketing, that could be filling out an insurance form, whatever it may be, is go to Google. If you don't want to read, then you could even go to YouTube and find out if there is an easier or a simpler way. That's usually one of the first things that I go to. It's my go-to, the wizards over at Google. Now, the second question I ask myself is, can I get someone to do this for me? And what I mean is, can I pay somebody to basically just do this for me? And sometimes that could be a lot of money, sometimes that could be a little bit of money. But if it's something that's going to really take me a lot of time and pull me away from, let's say, something else that's going to help me produce money, well, then maybe it might be best just to kind of pay somebody $15 an hour, $25 an hour, $50 an hour to be able to knock it out. Now, the third question might be a little bit more, you may not suspect what it is. That is, can it be eliminated from my life? Meaning, do I really have to do it? Maybe I can eliminate this whole thing. Maybe I don't have to do this thing. Maybe it's, I'm thinking that I have to do this, and in reality, maybe I can just eliminate the whole step. Those are the three questions that I basically ask myself before I dive into anything. And I find that by asking myself those three questions, is there a better way for me to be able to do this? Can I hire this out and get somebody else to do this for me? Or can I just eliminate it altogether? By asking myself those three questions, it really helps me focus and really helps me simplify a lot of the things that I have to do in life. By simplifying things, later on in the years, I got a little bit more mature. I realized that I couldn't do everything that was on my plate, and I needed to find a solid way to be able to simplify my life. And I came up with those three questions, and it has really helped me out. And as a result, by simplifying things in my practice and not doing the many things that I was doing, I was able to focus more on the important things, and my practice just skyrocketed. It just went through the roof. And so now that I'm doing more coaching, I've built my Chiro Hacker Labs business the same way. I've simplified everything. That's what I teach my doctors, to simplify. And now most of my time during the day is really spent taking care of the people that I coach. And really, I don't really do the manual labor. We hand that out. I hand that out to a team of people, and I just create work for other people. I don't do the work myself, where I used to do all the video marketing and all the Facebook marketing and all that stuff. I don't do any of that anymore. I just hand that out, and I make work for other people. You see, that's not really too different from inside your practice. You need to really focus on your most important thing. That would be your patients. And when I was in practice, and I had associates that were adjusting my patients, even taking care of my patients wasn't the top priority for me. The top priority for me at that time was to generate business for the practice. I became more of a marketing guy in the practice, whereas the chiropractors did a lot of the adjustments. you need to take a look at your practice the exact same way. If taking care of your patients is the top priority, then, and that's your biggest moneymaker, then that's all you really should be focusing on, is taking care of your patients. And what you can do is create work for others so that you could really, leverage your resources. And the reality is that you cannot just do this all alone. You can't. And look, neither can I. I can't do it. And I had to be honest with myself and realize that, hey, you know what? I've got just too much on my plate, and I'm never going to make $100,000 a month by me doing all these jobs. You see, you actually make money when you're doing less. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but most of the things that I say is counterintuitive anyway. So the reality is there's just not enough hours in the day for you to do everything. So here are the benefits, because when you're doing this, what I'm explaining to you, and you really focus down and just drill down to the most important things that you're supposed to do during the day, when you do this, at times you're going to say to yourself, because you're not really going to be doing a lot, you're just going to be doing such important things, you're going to be looking around sometimes, you're going to have free time, and you're going to be thinking, okay, what the heck do I do now? Because I've got a lot of free time. And you may go out and distract yourself at that point, but that's not really what you should do. You should enjoy the time. You should make use of the time, and you should actually focus on some of the things that you want to achieve during that time, and also focus in on the moment and take advantage of that free time that you have. But really, if you drill things down to the most simplest things, and that's all you really focus on, and you create, and all the other things, you create work for other people and you can hand that off, then really you're going to get to the point where you're going to say to yourself, well, now what? That's not a bad place to be. That's a good place to be, right? That's a place where you can sit back, you can enjoy yourself. And that's when you know that, hey, you know, what I've been doing for all these years, all this hard work, all of this planning, all of this simplifying, all of these things, my daily routine, of praying in the morning and meditating and exercising and planning, like all these things that you've done all these years, these rituals that are pretty much on autopilot, that's when you're going to say, hey, I've arrived. These things are really starting to pay off. So when I tell you that you're being in the zone, when I talk about being in the zone, what I'm really talking about is being in a state of normal, but even being above normal, always going up. And that's where really being in the zone is. And once you're in that zone, you're going to know that you're in the zone, because you're really going to feel as if things are easy, as if anything you touch is just going to do well, as if you could just build any business and the business is just going to succeed. And that's going to change. That'll change your mentality. That'll change your focus. It'll change your confidence. And realistically, anything you touch is just going to continuously progress. It's going to become successful. You're going to will it. You're going to put it out there. You're going to will things to be able to become very, very successful, and you'll be very, very successful. That's how it works. When you get there, because you're going to get there. I promise you, you're going to get there. And if you listen to if you stick to what I'm telling you, you're going to get there, right? Because I get the opportunity, and I thank God for the opportunity, because I get to see guys that I coach go from plateau to going to this zone area. It's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, and I get to see it firsthand. When you get there, embrace it. Just embrace it, because that is, again, a byproduct of many years of just doing things right, of putting in the time, of thinking accurately and doing things effectively, and delegating the things that you used to do many years ago that were taking up all of your time. Now you're delegating those things out so that you could be much more productive. I hope that makes sense. So I want to just give you a couple of tips to make things a little bit more simple inside your life. Now, I did say, ask yourself those 3 questions before you go ahead and do anything. And that was basically, is there a better way? Can I get somebody to do this for me? Can I eliminate this step altogether? But I want to just add a few more things inside here that can really, really help you simplify things. Number 1 is, I think what you should do is you should simplify your workspace wherever you are. If you've got a small workspace at your home, or if you got a workspace inside your office. A lot of doctors that I talked to in the very beginning, they've got just tons of stuff on their desk and they never clear it up. And some people say, well, you know what, I think better that way. Like, Look, I admit, I'm a little messy sometimes. You have to have some type of an organization. But even some doctors will tell me, well, that mess is my organization. It doesn't work that way. Simplify your workspace, really. Another way to simplify things is to just simply say no to a lot of things. Don't always say yes. Don't be the yes man. Be the no man. And say no to a lot of things. You don't have to take on everything. You don't have to search after every single shiny object. You can make work for other people. That's how this world goes around. Another way is to simplify your language. And what I mean is simplify things like your emails. Some people write detailed emails. There are doctors that I coach that send me paragraphs of emails with questions. And I think to myself, this guy could have said this in one sentence. So simplify your emails to your staff, to your family, to your resources, to your relationships. Simplify your messages. Another thing is to simplify your technology. Technology is supposed to be designed to make things easier. In fact, sometimes technology can make life very, very complicated and can make practice very, very complicated. Try to make technology very, very simple inside your office. I hope some of these ideas you take into consideration. I've seen these ideas work very, very effectively. I can certainly tell you that one of the greatest reasons for the success that I see in my members and even speaking for myself has been by simplifying things inside my practice. When you're able to just purely focus and distill things down to the most important thing, and you only do the most, 2 or 3 most important things in a day, and you do get that done, you accomplish that, your practice will certainly shoot up to the stars. If you guys find that you're having some difficulty growing your practice, by all means, let me help you. If you want to just set up a quick chat with me, you can do that by instant messaging me below. Or if you want to set up a strategy session, just go to chirohackerlab.com. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you soon.